What up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and I have a whole crew of people with me today. I got to my far left my boy, the DJ A1.
Hey.
In the middle, beautiful Shamea. Hey. Right here on my immediate left, my boy, the Don One.
Whistle.
And together, they are gonna help me speak on it.
You're flat.
No, you was low. You were pitch
Hey, we
black.
get it one more time.
Give me the memo.
Okay, you did. Okay.
And we are about to speak on it. Oh
You was
my
sharp
God.
too.
I just, okay, come on. Here we go. Let's do it. This is the last one. Third
Okay.
time.
Okay,
Third time.
we are about to speak on it.
I took the low note like I was.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. Okay, now this is really feeling like Candy Coated Ice for real.
It does feel like it's nice.
And with all that's been happening on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's about to feel like Candy Coated Ice.
Right.
Jesus.
Okay, y'all. Okay, so
Am I gonna need a drink for this?
you
Probably.
almost do need a drink.
Oh my Jesus!
Do you need your drink? I don't know.
I
might
don't
need
know
a
because
drink.
after hearing what y'all was,
Really?
Okay, y'all. So this episode is so much to catch up on. I mean, okay, we got to talk about the immediate episode that happened tonight.
Okay.
Shamea, you know, this is your first time on Speak On It this season.
Yes.
Okay.
The new girls.
Before we go too far into what the episode that everybody saw tonight, I just want to get your opinion on. You've been a friend of ours for a minute,
Right.
So what do you think of the newbies on this season?
I'm not gonna lie.
Like we got Drew, we got Fallon, we got Toya.
Honestly, I think young and fun, and that is why I automatically thought about nieces.
Don't you do it?
Are you a niece or an auntie?
She said she didn't need.
She started this whole
Is Candy a
auntie
niece
thing.
or an auntie?
Depend on the day. Oh my goodness.
I said
It depends on the day. Some days she's super niece, and some days I'm like, no.
She give you auntie,
Put her
right?
You be
over
like
there in
TT.
the
Yeah,
Put her
TT.
TT, great
TT Candy.
Great auntie.
Great
T.
aunties though.
Right, auntie.
Like Cynthia bagging that food the other day and squeezing it out
To
of
get the air out of it.
That's
Now, Candy, I would never call you great auntie.
You'd auntie though for sure sometimes. Like
Really?
that gown you had, just kind of like look. But we gonna work on it because we got to get you all the way niece.
You know what?
They knocking over the lamps. I mean, they just drunk and carrying on. I said, is this the old lady game talking? Bring my friend back. I don't want the aunties.
Oh, you done came and showed your ass today.
I'm like, dang,
But you asked. I gotta tell you, friend. Sometimes you be,
Dang.
Sometimes you.
But then when you brought Bolo and you hosted that and you was like, yes, Mitch, it's kind of like,
Cause you was real like.
I was excited about
Yes,
it, I ain't gonna
mistress.
lie.
Well, I was like,
what do you want me to do now?
You was giving. You
the African princess came out like on Coming to America. Whatever you like, whatever you
I
like.
was
Yes,
like,
mistress.
yes,
I'll put it
mistress.
there. I was like, did you wash your hands when you put it there?
Out of the newbies, who is your favorite?
Ooh.
Be honest now. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I'm gonna say Drew.
I agree with you.
I like Drew a lot.
Drew as well.
I like
Like I hang with Drew outside of the show even when we're not filming because she's just real cool, down to
I like
earth,
Drew.
like
Dude.
good person.
What's
I
your
want to
race?
hang with Fallon, but because I feel like that would be some fun trips,
Like I've seen
But
Fallon just a smidget, like a little, and then it was kind of like, where is she? So I don't know.
Because even, can we say that? I'm sorry, I've thought about that. Fallon disappeared that last night for the shits.
Oh, right.
She
A
was
lot of
there,
people
and then
said
all of a
she
sudden, she wasn't there.
Like she didn't even come to the back
No,
party. Yeah.
it threw me off.
Why didn't she? What was she doing? Babysitting Kenya's daughter?
Well, no, what?
We probably could have used her for that though.
No, what had happened was she actually she didn't stay at the house with us. Her husband had came out on a trip, and so they were in a different house. And so they actually went back to Atlanta a day early. So I had said something to her about that. I was like,
You
girl,
came all the way there just
Yeah, why did you do that? You should have stayed with us and really
Oh
got to hang out with us so everybody could have got to know you better.
Right.
Because I really think that Fallon is cool as well. Now, everybody knows, I'm a Taurus, Shamea's a Taurus,
Right.
and actually Fallon and Drew are both Tauruses
Yes,
too.
and Fallon and I actually share the same exact birthday.
Really?
Oh, right.
May 13th.
Well, she's a wild one, huh?
Well, now I don't know. Now we're young, we're wild, and we're free. But at the right times and with the right people at the right place.
Okay,
Let me
so
make sure that you see.
that
Oh,
ring.
I was just speaking about choices in
I'm just
general.
gonna,
Yeah, we
Not
see that
you.
ring.
Yeah, we see
trust
the
me.
ring. Oh, yeah,
That
the ring
ring.
is seen.
We see the ring and the crown.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm a whole married woman. I was in my
I'm
room.
bed. Yeah, I said, well, damn, Shamea, all right, we
Gotta
get
let
it.
y'all motherfuckers know.
Shamea said she went to bed, baby.
Gerald, did you see? Because you seen they said I was in my room. I was in my room.
Did
So,
What did he think?
Gerald watch the episode?
he's like, wow, you guys have fun. It's like, yeah, we did.
Her husband is
He's
so cool.
He is cool.
He is so cool.
So
Very
wait,
cool.
did he even ask you? Were you?
No, girl, no, he knows. That's the thing. You got to get a partner that knows you, and you can still be young, wild, and free, live your life, twerk, style, and flirt, have fun, whatever. Cause he know ain't nobody finna get it but you. Like I'm coming home to you. It's all for you. So.
Gotcha.
Like what we talk, you know what I mean?
If I was to ever
Like
get
even
married,
when
I'd
people
like
were spreading rumors back in the day, like it was kind of like we laugh at it. We're laughing at you, sir. We good over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
No, that's
That's
dope. Like
good.
when you said that, get a partner that knows you and that
Yeah.
allows you to be like.
Right.
He's not mad. Every time we're around each other, you can have twerk, and he'll be like,
Thank you. And it's funny because you see me doing the same shit I do, like with my girls or just by myself.
absolutely.
With him.
And he'll be standing on the side. He'll be like,
right,
there she
and he's just
go.
laughing.
I
And
love
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
And you got to do that because I'm not going to fake it for anybody. I am at the point, and I really do think the person I am today in my 30s is not the same person I was in my 20s. In my 20s, it's like, oh, this guy he wants this type of woman, so let me try to be this type of a woman.
Right.
Fair and proper. Oh, yeah, I would never.
You're just yourself.
And now I'm just like, listen, before we got married, I was like, this is me. He met me, I was cheering. I'm like, this is me. And listen, you take it or leave it.
Right.
And he thought it was fun. It was cute. And I was bringing him out of his shell. And it
Definitely
worked.
brought him out his shell.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so back to the shenanigans.
Oh shit.
Damn, I thought we was gonna go ahead and slide on past it.
Let's go back to last week.
Back to the windshield
This
wiper.
week. Okay, so yeah, I know you was over here talking about me. I was saying I was an auntie, whatever. After you saw the episode from last week and you saw how they showed more information than we realized that they were going to show,
Girl.
what were you the most shocked about that they showed?
I know for me what I was, so I want to hear yours.
Right.
Okay, now why she thinking?
I was gonna say,
Oh, go ahead.
I couldn't believe that they were able to capture like the camera angles. You know, I thought we had covered all the cameras up, and
Right.
when you see Latoya and Portia head go back, and it's like, damn, they really caught that. Like how?
How? You know what? Because I had in my mind, I was trying to replay everything. I remember at first we had taped all the cameras that was in the square, but you remember it was like whatever that little area that was like where the table was, that was like outside of the beams. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. Okay, so remember how the room was kind of like this. Remember it was like
As we look.
a row of beams, and then it was like another space right there.
Oh, yep.
We didn't take that camera. Yeah, we didn't take that camera.
Because y'all thought the
So-
camera was out of
We thought it was. We thought we weren't gonna be over
Right, we
there.
weren't gonna be over
So
there.
when they leaned over the couch, they
got
were
caught.
in the angle of that camera.
Right.
That was-
And all I could think was, well, it's a good thing that it was the two of them because they were already always honest about what they're like, oh yeah, we had fun, whatever. We just, you know.
Well, no, they weren't all the way honest.
They were. She said, no. Portia
as
was the one
soon
that
as
said,
they
you
came-
might not have kissed Portia, you kissed peach juice.
No,
remember I
as
said
soon
that.
as
And
Toya
then Toya said-
came, nope. As soon as Toya came downstairs outside, remember, and Kenya was like, you was out and Toya was like, I didn't kiss anybody,
She
and
did.
then they went back and showed them
shit.
kissing.
Oh.
Yes.
So Toya was lying about it. Why though? What's the point? I mean,
I don't know, girl.
So who kissed whose peach juice?
I don't know.
Well, y'all was there.
well, you didn't watch the episode?
It did tell me whose peach juice got kissed.
Well, now hold on. Now we talking about lips kissing. I mean, I don't know because I feel like you kind of implying that. And speaking of implying, why people were implying like, oh, Shamea is the one that threw Portia and
I did
Tanya
almost
under the
feel
bus.
that because
And
that's
I was
what.
kind of
Oh,
like,
right.
no.
There
No,
we go.
hold
Let's
on.
talk about that.
Let's talk about exactly how it was said. So on last week's episode, they showed you go into the room with Portia and Tanya, and basically you said to them that Kenya was implying that they.
Hello.
You said you
Yes.
said that they were implying that they had been in the room together. Well, how did I know everybody was kind of giving you a hard time
Because I felt the same way.
And
Was
so-
it something not shown? Because I didn't even think of Tanya.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just at the kitchen with you guys when Kenya was telling us all the tea and was like, I definitely heard Portia's voice. She'd already said Portia, and she was just like, and I heard noises, and it was sound like this, and I was like, girl, what? That's so I was like, oh, they could have been watching porn or whatever. Oh, really? Blah, blah. So then when I went in the room with them, I was like, girl, Kenya's implying that you and maybe you were in the room and.
Well, see,
whatever.
I didn't know where the
And so
Tanya
that's why I said
implication came from.
implying.
They were saying the
And-
Tanya part.
I didn't know where Tanya came
Because
from.
see, Tanya had already said, and I don't know if they cut, but Tanya was like, no, we were in their sleep the whole night. Remember, Tanya came in the kitchen and walked back out. She was like,
Oh, she had said it in the kitchen.
in the kitchen. She
I
already
didn't know
said
that.
her and Portia had already said it was understood. Everybody understood that her and Portia spent the night together in the room, like just as friends, just hanging out. Because she said what we did. She said we had snacks or some shit like that. I don't know, but it was like that was already understood.
Kind of
Well, my thing is, it's like people don't understand that a lot of the conversations that are having that you see on camera are much longer than what you get to see. They cut it down to the minute or 2 minutes that you get to see. So from when I watched it, I was just like, okay, well maybe we talked about that and
definitely
it just
did.
didn't get shown or whatever.
Yeah,
well,
'cause I did have a
clearly
question.
We definitely
from this week's episode,
So I'm like, even if
it was clear that was the other person that was in the room
With the
because she
snacks.
admitted it. She admitted
Her and Portia were in the room, is what they confirmed.
Tanya and
Tanya and
admitted
Portia, that
she
they
was
were in a room with Portia. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
in a room.
it was understood. Everybody understood that her and Portia spent the night together.
Yes.
Yeah, Tanya said that. Tanya
Yeah.
said it was.
So
in
then
the
a
room.
question still is, where was Bolo? That's the question that everybody still asks.
The room.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody said
No,
where Bolo
nobody
was.
said where Bolo was.
Yeah, nobody still knows where Bolo.
So the noises coming from the room were just from Tanya and Portia alone?
Nobody
No.
has confirmed where Bolo
or
was.
where Bolo was. I don't know.
So what were the noises?
And here's my thing. I was like, I didn't like this right here.
I'm
I didn't
seriously
like how
confused.
Marlo was like, oh, it was sex on tonight's episode. She's like, it was sex noises. And then it's like it was sex noises. Then she's like, well, no, like a sex party, girl.
Okay, so let's be clear
That
on
was
that.
switched.
That was
Marlo
another thing. She
switched. That was
switched it up.
different.
Stop, and I didn't like that because I'm like,
That's what she switched up because
Wait.
that's what I was saying. Last week's episode, what we didn't know until we
had
saw
no
the
clue that she
episode
did that.
that Kenya and Marlo had already had a conversation before they got with the group, and Marlo had admitted that she had came to the kitchen later in the night and had heard some sexual
never
noises
heard-
coming from that room.
So that was news to me when
So
I saw
that
it.
was news to the world. It was news to me too
because the whole
Because
time
I didn't-
she had been playing it to
She-
because we asked her.
She
when
had played it to the group
That she
like
didn't
she
know
had
nothing,
only
didn't
heard
hear
what
nothing,
happened
just heard
in
the
the
party.
big room. She had only heard the party.
Exactly.
But in that scene with her and Kenya by themselves, from last week, she said that she heard the stuff that was going on in that room
Okay,
down
but
the
that
hallway.
didn't feel a little
What?
shady to you?
How? She,
Like just how quickly she switched over.
Well, you know what I took from that? And I'm just going to keep it 100. What I took from it is that her initial response from last week, that was before she was just talking about what happened. Like, oh, girl, like, yeah, girl, I heard it too or whatever. But then when she got around the group, she didn't want to throw nobody under the bus. And so she tried to switch it up like, oh yeah, well I just heard what's happening in the party with everybody. That's how I took it.
Okay, and see
Because at that point she wasn't beefing with nobody at that point.
she had just gotten her friend back.
What I'm saying is she didn't realize she had lost a friend either at that time. So
Yeah,
she
but
wasn't trying to throw nobody under the bus at that moment.
But what I'm trying to say
see what I'm
is
saying?
she left that room and came downstairs where we were talking.
Right.
And I'm not sure if that's gonna be aired or what. But when she came down to that room, she also was asking like, so I mean, what happened? Did something happen? And and was kicking it to us like she had no clue. So for me, if you're my real friend, you gonna tell me, girl, what? You know, I think
Are y'all dancing in circles right now?
I heard some noises.
Wait, hold on. You said what you mean?
So how does Marlo go to the kitchen and hear someone? I'm just trying to figure out.
Okay, see, this is the thing. I need you to start watching all the episodes.
Yeah, no.
Because if you watched last week,
Okay.
you would have known that the issue is
Okay.
there was this big bachelorette party. At a certain point, we told the cameras to leave.
Okay.
So when the cameras left, the party got a little bit wilder. Some women left one by one. Marlo had went to her room.
My dog went to bed.
But no, we're saying Marlo had went to her room, which was right by, like, say for instance,
Marlo
if this is the
was
living room
on my side.
Marlo's room
Of
is
the
right
hall.
here.
Okay.
It's still on the main floor.
Your room is where? Candy's room is where?
My room was on the main floor too.
Okay.
And Shamea's room is on the main
Mine's
floor.
on the floor.
Marlo and Shamea's on the same side.
Okay.
Me and Portia's room is on the same side. So anyway, as most of the party, the wild party was happening in the big living room.
Okay, there we
So
go.
a lot of the girls were participating in,
Okay.
in
Allegedly.
allegedly wilding out. They admitted to a lot of things.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Okay.
But the part that's the question is, after most people went to sleep,
Okay.
Kenya claims to have allegedly come downstairs and heard sexual noises coming from a bedroom that was on the side where the hallway where me and Portia's rooms are.
Gotcha.
And she said she heard multiple voices, and she said,
And now we've discovered that Tanya was in that room.
well, we don't know if that's the room she mentions.
Well, see, here's the thing. There was two rooms on that wing. You had your room, that middle room that nobody really occupied, and then you had Portia's room.
Yes.
But Portia
That
already
middle
said
room-
that was her other room.
Okay, so like, what I'm
She
about to
was
say
occupying both
is, if they're
rooms.
saying both of them were in the room together, that middle room, how we know Bolo wasn't in the other room?
We don't know.
See.
But the thing that Kenya was saying,
Hello.
That's good.
Come on.
Kenya was saying that she heard the
Right.
male voice.
Right.
And she heard Portia's voice, but she didn't know who the third voice was. That's what she was saying last week. This week on tonight's episode, Tanya said she was in the room with Portia all night, trying to kind of like dispel what Kenya was saying. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was in the room with Portia all night.
Right.
So the question is, okay, well,
Where was Bolo?
Bolo.
That was the question.
and the other question is, was there actually
Voices or
anything
anything
happening in the room? So this week is the fucking bullshit.
Oh my God.
Going back home, I was surprised that Drew was very honest.
I was
like
surprised
that,
Drew was
though.
honest too. I like
I
that too.
love that
I
you
love
was
that.
so honest.
I like that Cynthia was honest as well with her fiance.
That was funny.
That was really
That was
funny.
funny.
Wait,
So he's like, it might with But what made me, I don't
would you
know.
have said that same kind of conversation to your husband?
Oh my God, yes. He
Would you-
seen me like.
But would you
twerk
have been
and
like, yo, his penis was...
I backed it up and clapped it for him.
Yeah, would you have said all that?
Did you say that?
I would probably choose a couple different words. I'd have been like, his piece ain't got shit on your dick. Now hold on now, cause you, Daddy Long Stroke, he came in, man, he was cool. It was cool. I backed up a little bit, but I ain't backing up. I'm backing up on you, baby.
Yeah.
You got to kind of.
Yeah, when
I
Drew was
was
breaking it down, her husband was drinking. He was like,
Like that.
oh yeah.
okay.
Wait a minute.
Oh, all right. So you
Yeah.
saying this shit bigger than mine? Oh, all right.
Yeah, his
Backed it up,
eyebrow,
huh?
his eyebrow went up at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, he was not feeling
Yeah,
it.
I love that about you. See, that's what I mean. Like, she
Yeah.
just is like, listen, hey, and I
Yeah.
still don't know where you were at.
Well, guess what? It's going to be a special episode after this where we talk to Ralph Pittman.
You were gone for 3 days.
So, I mean, everybody in America obviously want to be like, so where the hell were you, Ralph, for 3 days? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody like, where the hell was you at for 3 days?
Now, I know my wife ain't let me go nowhere for 3 days, brother.
Oh yeah, we did a men's takeover of Speak On It. And it's going to be live right after this one. So keep watching this one and stay on to see what Ralph
And then we
has
find
to
out
say.
Ralph's thoughts.
Yes.
Do
You find out what Ralph was doing in Tampa.
We asked those questions.
Let's talk about how y'all shady asses at that table.
Well, I didn't know that they definitely had that angle showing Bolo leaving at 7 a.m. For those people who were denying Bolo was wherever people said he was, where are they trying to say he was at?
I was wondering the same thing.
Oh,
And
God.
that was so lame.
It was
First of
fun
all,
shade.
It was
And
fun.
you kind of I don't know, you kind of flipped a little bit. Because you initially was like, I plead the fifth. I'm like, oh, then you going to come and say, I ain't going to call Kenya no liar now.
Oh, God.
Why you even had to say that? You should have just kept quiet like you've been doing.
Well, I think it's the same kind of
sure.
conversation. We were having a conversation, just
Me
kind
and
of
Mom
talking.
was-
We were just talking, like, oh, okay, she was telling me, and then I'm like, well, let me tell you this, because I got to spend some more money on this car. This was information she didn't know. So we were just having a real conversation. And you know how, like,
Social justice vagina?
I didn't say vagina. I said
You said
social
the
justice
P.
snatch.
That right there.
That was bad.
As soon as he said it, I wanted to crawl under the table.
That was a little bad.
A lot bad.
The
And
Portia for real
then
part
the-
was the best part.
What? That Bolo made no portion?
Portia for real.
For real.
That's not high five that shit on me. Y'all not high five my friend over the top of me.
Sorry. Bolo no Portia for real.
Go away.
Or Tanya was in there watching movies, so it's Tanya time. I'm not gonna lie. Watching it back, I was like, me and Portia we were friends
Y'all
for
was
like
just
30
friends.
seconds.
Yeah, we was friends for a good.
I don't think it's still a bad thing.
No, I don't. I love Portia, but I know because I've been on this show, and when you watch it back, you'll be
comes out.
like, but everybody does that. You think about it. When we watch it back, we be like, I know that was a year ago, but I don't like that. I ain't messing with. You know what I'm saying?
Your little play on words gonna get your ass beat.
I think it was promo though.
Okay.
It was
okay.
promo.
Shit.
Oh my God.
I think that was good promo.
You've been
Okay,
ready
let
to
me
say
say
come
this.
out.
Let me speak on it. Let me speak on
The
it.
east side now.
Let me
Hold
speak on it. Let me speak on it. I mean, honestly, the way I looked at it is, it's like, okay, yes, like I was definitely not trying to like be putting the business out there or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like when I get around Don Juan and we talking, like I said, the conversation was much longer, and the longer we talk, the more comfortable we get. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't
he's
even
asking me questions. When he's asking me questions, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna say this. You know, I'm not gonna say Kenya's a liar. She's not a liar. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like, let's be clear. The same way Portia is your friend,
Right.
Kenya's my friend.
Okay.
And I'm not here to like be sitting up here co-signing and all that type of stuff. But I mean, I don't want.
I thought you've been doing a great job of keeping neutral
Yeah.
up until tonight's episode.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to put nobody on blast or nothing like that.
Yeah, sometimes you
but
gotta
let's
step
be
to the
clear.
side.
I was just saying that, I mean,
She possibly could not be lying. That's
It
what
could
we're saying.
possibly be some
I didn't go into like who was doing what or anything like that. But I mean, could there possibly been noises or something? I don't know.
On the social justice edition.
I just can't believe, because you know that whole cosign from Marlo just kind of hurt me.
What you
'Cause
mean?
It's kind of like, Marlo, y'all supposed to be friends at this point. Remember, you said she had.
You talking about last week?
Just the co-signing, even at the table when the first thing was upstairs when you said she didn't realize she had lost a friend upstairs. That was one
But,
thing.
to
But
me,
then
I didn't
when
realize-
she came downstairs to that table and we were all sitting there eating the boil or whatever, she said, "Oh, it was like a sex party, like sex noises." And it's like, even Portia was like, "Wait, what? Huh? Like you throw me under the bus a little bit."
Well, no, allegedly, because we still don't know who's in the
But
room.
I'm saying
She
but
didn't
Portia
say-
herself was like, "Wait, huh?"
But
To
Marlo
tonight's
did not
episode.
say Portia's name though.
And here's where, and I'm gonna be honest.
She didn't say
But,
Here's the
but you gotta understand, in that moment, it was already implied that it was Portia. That's why she kept saying, Portia was like, until she addresses me, I don't have nothing to say. But it was already like, we all knew, we ain't stupid, we all knew that she was implying that
What
it was
I'm
Portia.
saying
She kept going
is-
for Portia the whole time at the dinner.
Right, but what I'm saying is, even when she was up in the room and they had the conversation, she just said that she did hear something. Like everybody had,
But we
like,
had never
made
heard that.
comments.
What I'm trying to say, if
No,
it
we
wasn't
didn't. I
shady,
still didn't hear
right,
it until
so-
I watched the episode.
Exactly. So my thing is, if it's no shade underneath it, then if it's something just real casually being said or naturally, then you would just say it, right? Because
What
it's
you mean?
just the truth to you. Like this whole season, none of us knew
That
nothing
Marlo
about
had heard that.
until today. Like,
Well, I think
and she did a whole. We still got. We
And that's the part that I
go to
don't-
the pumpkin patch, and we talk about it. She do this. This
We're
whole.
gonna have to wait.
This is
keep
what I'm
watching the
saying. This is
episode.
what I'm saying, Shamea. This is what I'm saying. I feel like, to me, the fact that she did not keep repeating that she had heard the noises in the middle of the night in that hallway. To me, that showed that she wasn't trying to drag her.
It shows the messiness because she does drag her other
Because
ways.
if she wanted to, she could have just kept saying, "Oh, hell yeah, I heard the noises."
She
going
did.
down the hallway."
She just came to the
Let me
table
think.
and said sex noises.
No,
and everybody
but
was
she
like, what
was.
you mean?
She said,
And then she said a sex party.
She said,
and then she cleaned
what
it
y'all-
up.
She said she tried to make it seem like it was stuff that was happening in the main room.
And then, please understand, we all know that later on she to come back and she started.
Well,
Well, are we talking about the later
I know,
episodes,
but
or are we talking about where they are now?
We talking about both.
I think it's two parts for
We
me.
talking about how the whole season nobody knew that she heard nothing, and now we know. But then she was doing an investigation like she didn't know shit,
Well, it's two parts for me. I'm not gonna
and
lie.
was playing around like she didn't know.
As a viewer, when I'm watching this episode, I think it threw me off. I get when things are implied about you, but let's say it was you. They were implied about you, Shamea. I
Which
think
they have been before.
Yeah, but I think the implication and where it was going, but it wasn't said. It's like, okay, well, you ain't addressing me. I kept going. But I will say, Portia did very defensive. Was like, oh, whatever, and walked away. It was like, I would have stayed there like, girl, I'm not even paying you. Just like she did at the dinner the night before with Kenya. Keep talking. Girl, we're not even paying you no attention on what you're talking about. But it got under her skin. It definitely got under her skin at the table. She got up and walked away.
I don't think it was.
She
I
said-
think-
she
I
said
think
that
it
for a
was like,
while,
I'm
though.
over it. Yeah, like I'm tired of
She
talking
sat there
about
for a
this.
minute.
It was kind of like.
And then Tanya, I mean, obviously it didn't affect Tanya because Tanya was still down there eating the boil.
Child, we don't never see Tanya again after this episode. She leaves that city and never comes back. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway,
She had to go visit somebody in Canada.
Okay.
Anyway, to go back to me, I wasn't trying to be shady to the girls. I mean, I just had a slip of honesty to Don Juan. I mean,
A slip of honesty.
a slip of honesty. I wasn't trying to throw anybody under the bus. I really wasn't. I just was like, fuck it. I mean,
Honestly, until I watched it back, I never knew that. I don't even remember that being said.
what?
Until I watched the episode, I didn't even remember us having that conversation and you saying, can you could possibly not be lying. I was like, we've never talked
I
about that.
wasn't talking about in detail about who was who and who was doing what. I'm just talking about there possibly was some noises.
Why is it such a big deal that it was?
When you said that, my stomach said. So even when I'm not getting mad, my fucking stomach like, you tried it.
I mean,
Okay, well, listen, I don't even fucking want to get into it. I don't even want to say, I don't even know what to say. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say?
You're not supposed to say nothing like you've been doing. Nothing.
Why?
She been doing a great job.
Now damn that.
Well, then how am I supposed to address what I said on the show?
You're not supposed to address nothing. You're supposed to just keep it neutral like
Why?
you do. Because she says, my motto with the dungeon is what happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon.
That is my motto.
But it wasn't a dungeon no more, was it?
yeah,
It was
the night
the
was
dungeon.
the dungeon.
The night
Oh, the
was
whole
the
night
dungeon.
is the dungeon.
Well, it got to be the dungeon because I still pay for Bolo for till 7 o'clock in the morning to be at the dungeon. So that was the
So
dungeon.
it's still the dungeon.
So you know they had that
so we're
camera.
just confused about where exactly Bolo was in the house with Portia.
Hold on.
Nobody said
Nobody said he was with Portia. Nobody said he was with anybody. For all
We
know,
just know
could've-
he was still
could've
in the
probably
house.
We
been
just know he was in the
upstairs.
house.
Yes.
We just know he was in the house.
And there's speculations
Even in
that
the
noises was
upstairs,
coming
he
from
could've
Portia's
been-
room.
Yeah.
Or Portia's side of the house.
Because of what King
Allegedly.
Because of what Kenya said. Oh, and we're going light on this because it's your friend.
Ooh.
You feel like you're going light on it? Because I feel like it's pretty fucking heavy. We've been talking about it the whole time.
You the one that damn brought it up.
Actually, I brought up how you was being a little shady and
Listen.
it kind of went from there.
Okay, listen. It was not. It wasn't my intent to be shady. Okay, it really wasn't.
What was your intent? To inform?
It was fun shade. No, it wasn't my intent to inform. You talking about what we saw?
No. When you were speaking.
Oh, just now. I wasn't trying to be shady. We were talking about the scene that
Not
happened.
just
on
now.
We're talking
I'm
about
talking
the
the scene.
Right, and
When
the
it comes
scene-
across a little shady.
It
when you and
wasn't
Don
my
Juan are playing
intent.
about it.
Yeah, it was like fun shade. I was telling him about the thing. Honestly, I was trying to be vague about the night. The first half of the conversation, I was being very vague about the entire night. Then he threw in the shade talking about the damn social justice stuff, and that's what I wanted to roll up under the table. And then I just
need to be ashamed of yourself.
And I just said, honestly, I mean, I wouldn't say that Kenya was, totally lying.
That part.
That's shady?
No, I just probably would have left it off because it's kind of like, I mean, what is it? What is it even to say? It's not adding anything. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. Kenya knows you're her friend. You haven't thrown her on the bus. You haven't thrown Portia on the bus. But when you make that statement, it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say Kenya was lying.
But I'm not saying she's saying the truth either.
Well, she didn't say that. She just said, I'm not gonna say Kenya was lying, which implies that Kenya is possibly telling the truth.
So. The most
in
uncomfortable episode in Speak On It history.
Stop. So basically, I mean, but I know up until that point you were trying to be really neutral.
Yeah, I was trying to be neutral.
And it was appreciated because it was like, you know what?
I think she was being a friend to her friend.
Party. I think that it was the girl code. It was bachelorette party. And what happened in the dungeon should have stayed in the dungeon, and everybody should have just been cool with it. And that's kind of how it was playing out. Except for a couple of people. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people were going hard. But when you throw out that kind of statement, then it's kind of like, well, is there some truth to it? You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is it just don't help their argument. It don't help the other side.
They're not really arguing. They're just saying, it's a girl's night, like, why are people talking about it? They're not arguing.
Tanya, of course, we haven't talked to her, or we haven't heard from her. And I think that she understands, like,
maybe we should ask
implications
Tanya
like
to come
this,
on Speak On It.
It just really
send the
can
comments,
look bad.
y'all.
You know
Hit
what I
Tanya's
mean?
page.
She's engaged.
It's Tanya talk.
It's like those kind of implications, even just implying it. I mean, how I was engaged when people were implying stuff about me. And if you don't have a strong relationship, or if it's already some little, it can really hurt your relationship. So that's why maybe I'm just so heavy on the
And here's what
silence.
I'm gonna say, Shamea. I appreciate how hard and dedicated and firm you are sticking for, and I hope and pray every time it's conversations and it's with us also that because it's not in a bad way, but I respect that.
I do. I ride for my friends.
I want that same energy.
Absolutely.
Like if somebody's saying to be like, no, because when I say ride, rodeo ride, crown rodeo ride
like a mother.
And I pray to God that you have friends like that in your
No,
life. I feel
absolutely.
like you do. I feel like that's what you guys give each other, and I feel like that's what you need.
Yeah.
We all need a friend like that that's gonna ride for them. That's gonna.
No, I'm not talking about outside. I'm talking about our friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I ain't worried about other people. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course.
I'm just talking about us.
I got you. Yeah.
So bottom line, Bolo wasn't in Portia's room.
We don't know.
Nobody knows where Bolo.
I know that. I
you
know
don't know
as
it's your
her
best
friend.
friend.
What I'm saying is that's what they're saying. They don't know. Like
Nobody's
it's alleged.
going
But
to
what I'm
speak
saying
on
is, I know that Portia and Tanya
We're in the room
were in the
together.
room together, and that's it. Now Bolo could have been upstairs. Bolo could have been downstairs. Bolo could have been.
But you're not saying he was in her room.
No, I don't think he was in there.
You don't think he was in there.
I mean, I wasn't over there, so I can't say he definitely was there. But I just don't see that. Like,
Portia's
why?
your best friend?
Yes, and she would have told me. She would have been like,
So she's never said Bolo was in there.
no.
I'm just saying. I mean, if a stripper was in my room, I'd tell my best friend. I'd be like, cause she was in there.
Wait, hold on. Now, let's be for real. As a best friend, would you even tell on your best friend if that's what they told you?
I'm not telling.
He's not a good friend
I'm not
already,
telling.
because he already said
It's
my
like
best
she
friend
telling
tells.
us anyway.
No, I'm saying. I said if a stripper was in my room, I'd tell my best friend.
And then you expect your best friend to come and tell?
No,
That don't sound right.
but
Go
you just told me what I need to know.
Go away.
Here I
He's
am.
sitting here talking about his. First of all,
No, I'm just saying.
well,
I'm
but
listening
even
to you
if,
speak.
but even as my best friend, like even if it's not my best friend, if Candy came and told me something about her, right, and I knew that it was good or bad or whatever, indifferent, I'm not saying. Listen, if Candy want to put some shit out there to the world about something in her relationship, if you want to put something out, that's y'all. That's for y'all to do. All I'm saying is let's not speak on it, and that's why. And when she spoke
All right, we
on
understand.
it tonight, I was like, you should have did what you've been doing and not speak on it.
Okay, so
at
you just
all.
brought my shit full circle. That's what I'm asking you.
Well,
And here's what I'm gonna give you again. That media training, baby, because she circled it right back around. Let's not speak on it.
Oh no, Shamea is
Next
good.
edition.
Shamia's you are
right.
good. You are really
Because
good.
I'm sitting up here
You are
tonight's
really good.
episode.
You are really good. I'm like,
But I
damn,
tell
you can't get nothing past that Shamea,
When
baby.
I tell you,
You are good.
Because here's the thing. It's like
Can't
for
trip my
me,
dog up at all.
typically, I'm one of them. Like I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna answer most of the time, or I'll go around the question, but I'm
She don't
not
like
gonna
to
straight
lie.
up lie for somebody.
No, and
Unless it's like my dog. Like you gotta be like my.
she don't like.
Boom, boom.
I will say,
Yes.
which is why we were all like, oh yeah,
We can't just be cool.
You would be like, I can't confirm or deny. So had you followed that up with, I can't say Kenya is a liar and I can't say Kenya is untrue, that would have been like even kill.
So apparently, Candy, your media training ain't as good as Shamia's.
No, shut up. You know what? Like,
Well, that was
and
just a
moving on.
conversation.
And so then when let's talk about how screwed up it is for your boy to be trying to get alimony though.
That
I don't like that.
I never.
Okay.
No, it ain't even alimony.
I like the way you just said.
I love
on
the
into that.
deflect. That
No, here you
transition
go.
was.
It
That
ain't even-
transition was
It ain't
smooth.
even alimony though. Maintenance.
Maintenance fee. Oh.
That's very crafty.
A maintenance fee.
That's very
What I
crafty.
hated about it the most is because I was there when we all went out to eat the other season. And when he sat there and told all of us that he would never want anything from her.
She can have it all.
Right. She can have it all.
She can have it all.
Everything. And then
And
now,
you go there.
like, what?
I was like, and then she was like, he's not doing that. He was sending me love something. Maintenance fee. I was like,
So you done sent and did a whole mixtape.
and then
Did a whole
to get her served,
He went from boys to men to up and it stuck.
to get her served.
Immediately.
But she brought up also a good point.
What?
You're asking for a maintenance fee, but ain't worried about what the custody part of your child.
What about your baby?
She was like, you're not even worried about the custody. You
I
like,
just want to get this check.
that was so like,
He wants to get Kenya. He wants to have it.
thank
her.
you. He wants to
don't
have
care,
it.
He don't care about everything else. He probably already gets how that's gonna go. He's like, he's at an eye for an eye. He really don't like her apparently.
Well, I
Dang,
mean,
why would you
can't
say
get
that?
Anytime you ask a woman for maintenance fees, he no longer has anything for her.
The crazy
Did he
thing
ever?
is, we've seen
I
them
wonder if
together
he ever had
after. No,
anything for her.
because we've seen them together after that, and he was looking all lovey-dovey.
Hey man,
That ain't what I heard. I heard he was, because a lot of times I wasn't around.
When we saw them together at the party.
Okay, yeah. For
that
sure.
was after.
He was like pictures and family shit.
Yeah, so
And
Maybe they worked it
a
out.
little bit. No. Mm-mm.
maybe he withdrew
I
his
feel
maintenance.
I feel like he's a
Acting.
gold digger.
A maintenance fee though?
From a woman who's raising her child by herself, because she's already told you guys that she's never been without Brooklyn, not one night. So she's the sole guardian of her child. So you need maintenance fees for what?
He obviously is giving her a little bit of hell because we don't see Brooklyn this year. They have to
Gotta
blur
be,
Brooklyn. They
gotta
blur
be.
Brooklyn. And in this instance,
Which is not-
only reason I know this from the legal standpoint
Wow.
of dealing with, if you have a child and they have two parents and is on a TV show, if they end up having to blur the child, it's because one parent didn't sign consent for the child to be
Oh,
on
actually,
the show.
because with Shia filming with Portia and Pilar, we have to, Joe and I both have to sign.
So when one
and
parent-
and we both photograph her.
When one parent does it,
So-
they blur out the child. We've seen Brooklyn every year except this year.
Wow.
that I don't know, man. It was disappointing to see.
That
how
little money
that
was.
It was disappointing.
Even the
If I
lawyer
give you
had to
this
laugh.
check- If I give you this check, are you gonna shut up? It's kind of, that's what it's giving to me. It's giving me
It was disappointing.
like, pay for your,
Pay all the
I
fair
don't know.
back.
I think he was just doing it to piss her off.
I think he's just doing it to piss off too.
I do too.
Like, I am looking at one side. I'm calling a man a gold digger, but I don't know.
Yeah,
the
like-
other
like-
side.
like- like-
From this side of it is looking real
It's looking fishy.
shady from
Yeah.
him. Like, what are you doing, sir?
But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not taking a man's side. I'm just like, what would make him jump out the gate to not consent to his daughter being on a show, serving her papers, asking for
Well, he
maintenance?
really does not like the show.
Oh, well, there it is.
But he knew what he was. He knew who he was married and what he was
way before. I mean, everybody knows King is on the show. That is not.
Yeah, but now that he doesn't have to deal with it, he's like, I'm not gonna deal with it. No, it's my child.
But you knew getting into this that
He's not in it no
child-
more.
Agree. He's not in.
He's
it.
not
It's
in
not
it
fair
anymore.
though.
That's
Not fair. Oh my god.
This episode of Speak On It,
It's
baby.
very
It's a
interesting.
lot.
This
I've learned a lot today.
Are we even done? Because there was still even.
Okay, well, what else?
What
did
else
we
was it?
forget to
Should
talk
we-
I thought.
What did we get to talk about?
Because
I got my makeup done.
and you done came in here and gave a Dateline
She got all
episode
the,
of Speak On It. Because this one,
she got a whole crown.
this episode was like Diane Sawyer and or Wendy Williams and Whitney Houston.
Very
Like,
Diane.
what happened? What you say?
We
Yo,
know
you
what we gonna let sit in for me next
You
time.
Well, thanks, guys.
You know, because this one came for blood.
She
gotta
sure
go.
did.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
I just don't think comedy
Next
should
week
be
was a
censored.
steaming hot episode as we
This is what it
figure
is.
out where
Y'all,
Bolo was.
I'm not
Yeah.
perfect, you know.
I get it though, Don, but I get it as well.
Not
Shamea.
perfect.
Yeah.
They gonna eat me
Diane-
alive anyway.
Yeah, they definitely gonna eat both of us
Yeah.
alive because at the end of the day, I mean, just like you said, it's like I had not been saying anything
Yeah,
for
you
the
were doing
longest,
really
and
well.
then finally, it's like I did reveal a little bit. I mean, I really didn't clearly reveal
Candy,
anything. I
just be
just
quiet
said,
now even.
okay, let me show you.
God damn, Shamea. This Shamea, motherfucker.
It's just too much.
Shamea, I love you.
It's too much.
This nigga Shamea, hell.
Okay.
Candy, just shut up now.
What is this, an Amber Alert? I told you, the most uncomfortable episode of Speak On It I've ever been
I
on.
know. This is
And now we'll twerk to a break.
To the next episode that you can view right after this, which is definitely not this uncomfortable. Keep watching.
This isn't even uncomfortable. This is good.
This was uncomfortable. For
This
me.
is healthy.
Can I be honest? I felt like I was on a Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, and I was just sitting there like,
I ain't gonna lie either. I kind of felt like that. I was like, is this how the reunion is?
You can follow me on all social media channels at Shamea Morton. I just did a fabulous part of the film with Debrat, where she plays my love interest. So stay tuned for that. That was a lot of fun.
we were all in it. So
Yes.
it's gonna be lit.
I'm trying to have a baby.
oh.
Again?
Yeah.
I mean, I only have one. Don't say again like I got 5.
No,
Ew.
I just feel like you just had it.
Don't judge me.
Okay,
Thank
right,
you.
right.
She's 2 now. Weirdo. Filming. I'm recording again in the studio.
Oh, dope.
Singing a little bit. And that's it. You guys, I've got some amazing t-shirts coming for you.
Hey!
Niece vibes.
Hey!
This is
Don't
good.
auntie me.
Don't auntie me. That's good.
Yeah, so I
That's
got a
dope.
selection for all you nieces and aunties out there. So I want you to log on and buy them. ShameaMorton.com.
And then, you know, right after this, you can see the episode.
Yeah, it's
With
a
the
men's
guy.
edition,
Men's edition.
of Speak On It that will be live on my YouTube page right after this. So make sure that you watch that as well. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. You are like blocking her light, sir.
Am I'm sorry, guys.
He actually took my whole arm off.
Yeah.
I didn't know how.
He got off my shirt.
Like, oh, okay. You can sit back. It's okay.
He likes me. I mean, obviously I smell really well today. So.